And ready. Whee! Tonk! Do the Luminoth have their own morph ball? Because otherwise there's absolutely no reason that this makes sense that it exists. It's a gameplay thing. Stop bitching about it and just accept it. Not everything has to make sense in terms of the game universe. Yeah, I know. But like, Metroid's usually pretty good, especially Prime was like pretty good at making a lot of it do make sense. I like how they hang out on different sides of the wall depending on which side you come through though. It's just the gameplay contrivance. Yeah, I know! Like, just discussed this. But it's fun to bitch about things. Again, bad person. Ah! Ah! I should really not kill those things when they're directly in front of my face, and then they'd come and bomb me. That is what some may call in the industry a bad idea. Not me, though. I'm full of bad ideas. Whee! Wait! Did it. I feel like I was back here recently, but I don't know what. Oh, I was just saving it before. That's right. I remember now. Oh, it's actually right down here. Whee! See, I'm not even doing this just to save it now. This is also the way to the portal. Actually, that would have been to the portal as well. But this also does lead to the portal. Yeah. Again, another, I mean, this save room, like, kind of is also off to the side, because it is, like, off to the side of a main big area, but it's still another pathway room. Like, it feels like it's a very conscious design decision, compared to the previous game of, have save points out in the open / along the critical path more often. Okay, okay. Samus? Samus. I need you to... There you go. Samus? Go straight for me. There you go! Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's designed so you save more often or you can get healing things easier. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to get to something that's going to heal you entirely. You can just run along and you'll come across something that gives you it. I don't know, like, it comes across as a very, very particular decision to have them on the critical path, as opposed to... Oh. I thought that was a thing that, like, I thought it was an ing that had jumped down. No, it's just more of these fucking wasps. Well, the players cleared this room, but the room layout for it doesn't quite make sense to put normal enemies in there. What should we do? I don't know, just chuck some fucking wasps in there. I don't even care about killing the rest of you. I just want to send a message that fuck you. Boom! Yeah, portal! And now we're going back through this one. It sounds angry. Rah! And back we go. Oh my god. Pardon me. In some ways, I guess having like these forms, like the different worlds like this, does give you access to having a hell of a lot more rooms than before. Like overall, as an overall thing. Okay, so there is that door there that we want to go through as well. There's like that black door right there, and yeah, super missiles are on either side of that. I wonder if I get a super missile from this. That'd be nice. But there's also a dark door there. And that's the teleporter back, so I'm really curious about that. Can you go through teleporters through different sections of Dark World? Because if so, interesting. So we're gonna go down first, because I want to check out that door, and then we can come through here, get to that dark door, and then go to there. That was this way first. Boom. Man, just constantly taking damage. Just constant. It never stops. It never stops. You just always take damage here. It's just... I know, this game's just doing some very odd things that I am extremely, like, unsure about how I feel about them yet. And it's all to do with the dark stuff. Like, it's... have an environment where you take damage as you walk around. it adds definitely a unique twist to like how the game plays and everything and feels. I'm still not sold on it in terms of it being a good idea though. Metroid's a game about exploring and like finding stuff and just having situations where it's just like, but you take damage while you're doing that. Just seems to counter that concept. Having two variants of the same world also is a bit like that, where it's just like, hey, do you ever have trouble remembering where a thing may be? Well, what if we gave you a bunch of areas where the map is the same, but it's two different areas, and you'll need to power up in like one version of that map, but not the other version of that map for that same room, and you don't remember where you have to go back to find it. Now, I will give it credit. Even though it's the same layout for all of the rooms, like the rooms are the same, like general shapes and like same pathways leading to everywhere, the way you progress through them is very different, and the rooms can look drastically different. Like this obviously looks very similar to the other save station one, but some of the rooms can look very different, and also different types of enemies and a completely different color palette for them does help distinguish which one is which. So like making that distinction between which room did I have to use this in is a lot easier because of the different color palette. So like that's not that as bad. Yeah, this is the permanent one. Let's go to this one. So that's not as bad. So like that is more okay. But then we've also got the whole, oh, but there's also limited ammo types for normal beam weapon. It's just, I don't know. Like, I'm not necessarily saying at this stage that I dislike any of those things, because it's still too early for me to decide. But there are things that I'm, like, unsure about. Like, oh my god, you're up there. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it. Hi. There you go. There you're gone. Ow! Oi! Like, the whole combat thing of, like, being separated by these two, and they've got a lot of attacks that, like, move you, and then you've got, like, a small area to dodge, but, like, you're clearly separated. I like that idea. Even though it's an idea that seems to only actually really exist on the lower difficulties, because they don't take damage by going into your area on the higher difficulties, it seems. Or the original game, so, you know, there's also that. But no, it's just between take damage for exploring, having, like, two layouts that are the same layout, but, like, different things to potentially make it harder to remember where things are, and limited ammo on even more ammo types now, because we're gonna get power bombs, so they're gonna be limited, missiles are limited, all of our beams that aren't this are limited, and I'm just, again, I'm not saying that I dislike it all at this stage. Like, I'm not saying it's all bad and I immediately hate all of those concepts. I'm just saying they're things that I'm extremely worried about in terms of how they're going to affect, like over a long course of time, how they're going to affect the playing the game. Is the game going to get to a point where it's more annoying to go through environments because of these? Is it going to have more situations where it's more strategic and having to think more, so it ends up being more engaging because you got to think a lot more about your things? I literally can't even do anything in this room, I don't think. Ah, no, it's there. It's behind it. I was going to say there had to be a purpose for this. So, no. Teleporting between Dark World areas doesn't seem to be a thing. Or at least it's not here. But there was totally still a thing here. So, yay! There was still a thing. I mean, like, for a game where, like, the combat, like the shooties and the controls and, like, a lot of the power-ups that we're already receiving and everything like that. Like, it feels very Metroid Prime 1, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Like, it feels like the first game, which I liked the first game a lot, so that's definitely not a bad thing. But all the stuff that they've done makes it a very different experience, and the tone and atmosphere, get it, because the atmosphere is burning me, literally. The atmosphere of the game is very different. Like, it feels like a horror game. And it's kind of terrifying in a lot of ways. Like, it does a lot to make the game feel like a very different game to the first game, and I'll very much give it credit for that. Like, this does not feel like, oh, this is just the, like, there's that concern of just, is the game gonna end up feeling like the same game, but more? Which I don't always necessarily have an issue with. Like, there are certain games that are the same game, but more. Just more content. Like in terms of new levels, but like all the same ideas and everything. And I'm fine with some of those, because some of those are fucking great. But this does feel like a distinct, different experience to the first game. And I'll give it credit for that. Well, that's a good thing. I'm just concerned about long term. How is this going to affect the game's overall structure and how's it going to feel? So it's above me in this room, right? Yes. So if we circle around, there's a dark door that's up there that we never went into. Like at this stage, because the dark environment is still terrifying, I don't have as much health and everything like that, enemies take a lot more damage. Going around here is more, like, it's more worrying more than anything. Like, it's more of a worry, terrifying experience of just being like, stepping into the unknown, where you're taking damage in the unknown. It's just like, fuck, and having to worry about things. It's more of that experience way more right now, but I worry as we get further into the game that it's gonna go from that closer to a, ugh, this is annoying experience. And again, it's not, like, going through the Dark World isn't annoying just yet. Constant enemies repopping in the same environments was something that was getting annoying in Prime 1 as well. But also, in a lot of rooms, you can straight up ignore enemies quite easily if you want to. So it's not that bad there. But like, having to worry about the dark atmosphere, having to worry about my ammo, all of those things at this point in time are not things that I'm actively worried about. They're more giving an atmosphere of worry and concern more than anything in terms of I need to be careful and I need to pay attention. And it's just, if it stops doing that and gets more to a, ugh, this is just, like, I don't want it to get to a point where it's, ugh, I have to go to Dark Aether. It's going to be annoying and it's just going to be a dragging experience. It could so easily become that because of the mechanics behind it, and I'm worried that it will. I don't think that it will because of how good the first game was designed, and like, I have confidence in terms of the people who designed this game, Retro Studios, to like implement these mechanics in a way where it isn't going to get dragging, to either like make changes to it as it goes along or make certain elements of it less annoying or anything like that, like as it goes on, to make it a less frustrating experience, or like at least a less like just dragging experience while that happens. But it could so easily go down that pathway. Because it's the kind of thing where it's just like, I don't want these elements to be removed. Because otherwise, what's the point of introducing them? Like, you're introducing these elements to get rid of them later in the game, which is a bit odd. You should introduce more elements as the game goes on, not remove more of them, which is part of an issue of just Metroidvanias in general, of getting all these extra power-ups and moves to navigate the environment. Yay! But the combat is just like, you go through early areas and demolish things, which it would be annoying if you weren't doing that as well, because, well, you want to explore and you don't have to be bogged down by enemies too. Yes. It's just, again, like, all this comes down to, it's a fine balancing act of, you want the game to still advance and get more complicated and, like, test you more and more as the game goes on. But these mechanics that they've got in this game could so easily go from testing and challenging or, like, atmospheric and concerning to, like, give that different feel of just, like, you should be worried that you're here, and you enjoy being worried because, wow, look at the everything, to, ugh, it's annoying. It could so easily slip into that, and I hope that it doesn't, but it is a concern that I have. Either way, let's do this thing now, and actually, like, get somewhere here. I can see down there that there is immediately crystal things, so hopefully it won't be too concerning. I was worried it would be a boss fight with none of them, but I do see some of them. I'm expecting at least one boss fight with no safe areas, and recharging health is a gimmick about it, or the safe areas require using the boss's attacks. Okay. Like, there's a giant pile of shit in the middle of this arena that we had a boss fight in before. Like, that's a pile of shit, right? There's a pile of shit here. Okay, let's jump into the pile of shit. Into the safe area. Ah, it's a bigger worm! Oh, it separates. Cool. And buries underground. Movement mechanics seem to be an important part of this fight, it seems. A Morbus! Is that part of a Morbus? What is that? Target is by a generated power sphere. Sphere provides dark energy to the Morbus. Spheres are impervious to weapons. So that gives them energy? Okay. Whoa! I just want to scan. Sandworm! Was it Molduga? Molduga, that's the word I'm looking for. Gigantic tunneling guardians. Avoid target as it enters and leaves the earth. Look for disturbances in the ground. Target cannot survive for long if its outer shell is cracked. Ow, that knocks me back real far. I mean, this would be a time to use light ammo if you had it, right? I guess the idea is move between them. Like, run away and go to this one now that it's attacking me over here. Oh, fuck you! Okay, I guess I need to actually... Fuck. I guess I need to use light on that one to undo it. Oh, fuck you! Yeah, I need to use light ammo on those to get them back. Nope! Never mind! I'm now actually not sure what to do here. Okay, shooting in you. Alright, it's gotta actually aim for specifically your face. Oh, God. Ah! Oh! I couldn't even tell that it was doing a thing there. Ah! This is stud locking the shit out of you. There! Oh! Alright, okay, I did some damage to it. Hi. So is one of them dead? Like out of the three things that were here? Oh god. Gotta move a bit. Oh yeah, come on. Oh, fucking. Some of them really want to be close to me. Oh, fuck off. Get out of here. Fuck you. Oh my god. They're like perfectly aiming for where I want to run to. Assholes. Although, if I'm worried about health, I certainly shouldn't be. Just look at it all over here. Yeah, give me all that delicious, delicious goodness. Okay, come on. Come out of the ground. I know where you are, but there you are. Ah! I'll chase you down. Fuck you. Ah! Feels like it's taking a lot of shots to get through this phase. This time. Oh. Oh. I don't know if I was meant to do them both at once like this, but whoops. The fuck? Alright, that's fun. Oh, God! Do you mind? Clearly not. Oi! Shoot this bit here, there we go. Wait! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh my god, they just did this again. Ah! Oh, that's gonna run out of... Fuck. Run! Okay. Ah! Fuck you. Which one was I close to killing? They've turned around, I'm not even sure. Oh god, fuck you. Fuck off! Ow, ow, ow. Fuck off, fuck you. Ah! Yeah! Boom! Give me my energy, there we go. So it's doing this immediately again now. I appreciate that at least. Ah! Well, they're doing all of this seems to be this will be half of its health. So this is a bit of a concern. Boom! Like this is half of its health. Destroying each of these three. So now what? Just slam the ground angrily. Alright. Half done. Ow, fuck you. Oh my god, they're everywhere. I can't even tell what's going on anymore. Ah! Ah! Fuck. Kinda worked, I guess. Ah! Okay, so I killed like half of each of the wormy bits on each of them. I guess. Oh god. Oh, their back halves are all fucked now. Or that's just me shooting them now and doing this. I'm not 100% sure. Something's going on. Well, that one... Give me all my power-ups. Where are ya? Ah! Oh, I still got you a little bit there. I feel like we've got to kill all three of them now, and then they all go onto you at once at the end. Like, I feel like they're all going to go onto this at once. Like, we had one phase where there was one on there, now we've got a phase with two on there, and now a phase with three on there. Yep. And then we do it all again. Hello! Oh, cool, this attack, but with more of them! I'm still not sure how to actually dodge this attack. Not like that, it turns out. Not by standing there and letting it hit you. Huh, I don't know why that didn't work. Should've! Feels unfair that it didn't, TBH. Teebs. Just focus on one and kill the fuck out of it. There you go! Run over to it. Oi! Oi! Suck me up! Fuck you! God, I'm taking so much damage just like doing the things to kill them sometimes. But just in the process of attacking them and killing them, it's like I'm taking damage to this a lot. Oh, gross. Ah! At the moment that I blow it up, I'd start taking damage from the environment. Fortunately, this boss fight has an absolute fuck ton of health pickups. Oh, you disabled that one over there. Well, you're not disabling this one, bitch! Hey, there you go. Come on. Yeah! We did it! Whoa! Turnworm defeated! Casing destroyed. Dead. Even they can't survive Aether's atmosphere. Yeah! So what about this giant orb, though? Just bracing. Boom! And it generated new fields. And that's, the symbol for new suits. At least it was in the previous game. That's what this is. Right? What is this? Pretty. A dramatic red suit. With a slight change in shape and everything. Dark suit acquired. The damaging effects of Aether will do less damage to you. Well, I guess that's one way of that whole thing I was talking about of, like, making it not as frustrating as you go on. It just doesn't damage you as much. Alright, well, between not damaging you as much and constantly getting more health, less of a concern now. I appreciate that it's less damage and not complete removal. Like, if there's a complete removal of damage, I expect that to be one of, if not the last thing you get in the game. Like Phazon was in the first game. Boom! There we go. For some reason, disconnecting the nunchuck and reconnecting it. Let the A button work again. Yeah! Okay, available for purchase, that's alright. Oh, I thought it was the floor beneath me sinking. No, I just opened that thing over there. Alright, well, let's have a read of the dark suit. Armor. Dark suit. The dark suit protects against the toxic atmosphere of dark Aether. Samus's notes. This modification increases your defensive shielding. While the dark suit can resist the caustic effects of dark Aether's environment, dark energy attacks will still cause damage. Like, how much less are we talking out here? Oh, that is drastically less. That is massively reduced. That's not slightly reduced. That is drastic. Also, look what we found. Look at what we found. Corrupted Temple Security Station. Their energy controller. Give me your power. Let's turn the tide back in our favor a little bit here. Hell yeah. Don't worry, Luminoth. Oh, actually, something I want to point out that before we go any further that people mentioned. So, you know how before we got to, like, the big temple at the Great Temple and we met Vimos or Umos? I'm still not sure whether that's V or a U. How I was asking before is just like, well, it's rather convenient that the thing here has the power collector. People made a very good point. The thing that gave us the energy collector was one room away from the final energy source that the Luminoth had. That's why it was there. Because that attack was the final assault from the Ing on the Luminoth to steal the last of their energy. It actually totally does make sense. People point that out in the comments of that episode. I'm just like, oh, that's actually pretty fucking genius. Never mind. That's actually really cool. I thought that, yeah, that, like, when people pointed that out to me, that's a really cool detail. Of, like, this is like, because it comes across as, well, that's awfully convenient that you just get the energy controller so now you can save the day from just this random enemy. It's just like, yeah, it had the energy controller because it was about to steal the last of it. If you weren't there that second, it may have been seconds away from the Luminoth losing entirely. So, hey! Also, I like how the light crystals are still here. Like, the Luminoth got this far and they weren't able to, like, seal the deal. Anyway, we're now here. Hack into your computer. Rah! Give me your power, Dark Aether. I'm gonna steal it all back from you. I mean, after the next one we do, it should be Luminoth actually have more energy than the Ing do, so hey. Look at the skies of Dark Aether. Could it be a more ominous dark red sky? Hell yeah! Energy transfer complete. Return the energy to its temple on Aether. Man, no fanfare music for that one. I was kind of expecting a little bit. But no, none at all. Man, that is massively reduced. The damage you take from this environment. Like, massively reduced. I feel it's cut down to maybe a third or a fourth of the speed it was. Which is kind of nuts. I was thinking if they were going to do that, it would be, like, a process of multiple of them. Alright, well, someone's angry at me here. Hi, what? What's the matter? Oh, did I steal all your energy? Sorry. Did they actually die from that? I think they just straight up died from hitting that. Huh. Sometimes they die, sometimes they don't. It's a bit confusing to understand. Oh, there was a door over there. Did we? Well, I don't think we ever went in this door. Or could we not? Come on the map, we never went in this door. Oh no, that's where the first key was. I'm thinking we never went in there because I couldn't see the room past it. But no, it's because the room past it was absolutely tiny. Yeah, this is a tiny little 1 square thing. So fair enough. Fair enough. You know what it feels like now, in terms of the damage that you take? It feels like you take as much damage standing out there as fast as you regenerate it. That's what it feels like. Like standing in here, you take as much damage as standing out of it. Like I can run between some of these now and not take any damage because they're close enough to each other. Hell yeah. All right, where's the portal? Save station there. Oh, okay, it's the one that is straight ahead of us. Yeah. I'm still gonna activate this thing so I walk around. Man. Our first trip to Dark Aether was absolutely terrifying with the amount of damage that you take. And now most of that's the wrong one. Ah, fuck it, you know what? I've killed a boss. I might as well save it. Now with how little damage I take from the atmosphere here, I don't imagine me dying on the way back to Aether, but I will do this just to make sure. Also, I will be going to Aether to drop off the light here. And we'll end the episode that way. Actually works out pretty damn well, because we're a couple minutes away from hitting the 2-hour mark, which is usually how long I record for one of these sessions, so 3 episodes. And like we're at a perfect time to just do that, so yay. I feel mean giving that little of a shit about those ones. We're immediately at the point where I've stopped caring. Please, Lord. I care about that at least. I can be reckless, like, to an extent. I wanna be able to minimize some damage though. Oh, of course. Space pirates! Have we seen Space Pirating yet? We have. I know we have. We have. I was thinking we hadn't, but no, we totally have, haven't we? Hurrah! Okay, these ones are being dicks. You get the light energy treatment! Man. Yeah, I can see why it's limited ammo when it does as much damage as it does. I can understand that. It's not like in Metroid Prime 1 where it's use this ammo type on this enemy to do normal damage to it. It's use this ammo type on this enemy to do increased damage to it. So I can understand in that regard why it's limited energy. As I was saying, there's a bunch of the mechanics and the systems and everything about this game that initially make me concerned about how the game flow and structure and feel and everything is going to be over long periods of time because of the whole limited nature of a lot of the things. But it wasn't me immediately writing those off. Those could still turn out to be fun and interesting in their own ways, but they're the type of things that are easy to fuck up. But so far, they're not fucking it up. So, you know, I'll commend them for that. I mean, like, really the one main issue that I've seen with it so far is that one room in the temple where it's just like, let's go over here. There's like nothing marked on the map here of what's over here. Let's go and look at what it is. Goes to look at what it is. It's nothing and there's no save points and I just take a lot of damage from it. Like, that was annoying. All you did was make me fall down. I can't even tell which one on the map is you. Okay, you're just standing above me. There you are. Hi, buddy. Is it just me or are these like... I swear, like, the way that these space pirates look and the way their jetpacks are, it looks like they're starting off half busted. Like, it looks like they're already partially broken by the time they come to start trying to fight me. I should really be killing enemies here with my dark energy. Like, enemies here, I'm doing just fine, not having to worry about killing them with like dark energy to do extra damage to them. But I want the light energy to do extra damage to the ones in the dark world. So, in a weird twist, I should kill things in here with my dark energy more. Oh my god, go away, I don't care. I don't care. Also, I'm pretty sure the thing that was here, the enemy, the boss that we fought here, was the Bomb Guardian. A worm. And then in the same area for it, we fought a giant worm in the other one. A neat detail. Alright. Anyways, with this will be our first one of, what was it, 3, I think? Returned. Hey! Whether that means we're a third of the way through the game, or like maybe we're a quarter, because there might be another section that's equally as long after you do all those, I'm not sure. But it's weird to play, like, it's another thing about how the structure of this game is so different from the first one, because it has a more traditional structure of, as you go through, like, you're told from the beginning, these are your objectives, do these things, and you get it, which is actually very traditionally Nintendo. Where in Metroid Prime 1, the overall objective was the artifacts, which were just extra things that you collected along the way, and like, none of the primary things that you're doing to progress through the game were related to beating the end of the game. So it's hard to tell how far through the game you were there. Where here, it feels like, no, we're probably a third of the way through the game right now. Which feels like it was quick, but realistically, it is also episode 9, and Metroid Prime 1 did take 34 episodes. So, yeah, about 10 episodes to be about a third of the way through the game. Well, and we're not even a third of the way through the game, because if we do 3 of these, there'll be a section after it that'll probably be like if each of these took 9 to do, then we'd get up to 27, and then that last section might be another like 5 or 6, and that would be roughly the same length as the first game. Which means this game might be roughly the same length as the first game, which I honestly appreciate, because a lot of sequels have a tendency of we have to constantly make the sequels longer and longer and longer, and it's just like, yeah, but the gameplay and style and everything suited the length of the first game perfectly. And then just keeps expanding further and further and further too. Padding extents in some games. And something I really appreciate is a game that, like, understands how long it should be. Now, granted, there are certain games that make a lot of sense to be really long games, Breath of the Wild being, like, a perfect example of that. But that was a very open world structure, and open world games can get away with that. Aw, Vimos gave us a little nod. There it is. There's our little fanfare for saving this part of the world. Yay! Look at the giant ball up there. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Look at its big glowy, glowy, glow. Yeah, we did it! 1 of 3. Again, still odd to, like, know the exact amount of just, we need to progress this far. Because in the first game, it was just like, cool, I got this power up, and I got the next power up, and I got the next power up. And like, advancing through areas, you can tell it's just like, alright, well, I'm advancing through an area. So I'm probably like a decent chunk of the way through the game. But you'd also backtrack through areas, so it was hard to tell. So like there was like, what, 4 main areas? Not including Talon Overlord, because Talon Overlord isn't that big, but like, Chozo Ruins, Magmore Caverns, Vendor Rift, Phase on Mines. And it's just like, but getting to each one of those next ones isn't completing a quarter of the game. Like, getting the Magmore Caverns is not a quarter of the game. So that's Varia Suit, which is pretty damn early in that game, realistically. And it was just the artifacts, which were not related to main progress. So, in reality, it's not that, man, this game feels weird because of the way it does that. It's, wow, this game is more like a normal game in terms of, like, that, or at least a normal Nintendo game. Like, there's a lot of other games that, like, don't, like, explicitly tell you, do the 3 things to complete the game. Like, a lot of games don't do that, but a lot of Nintendo games do. Like Zelda's being a perfect example. Or even Mario games where it's just like, go through the 8 worlds. Or at least typically now 8 worlds. Kind of thing. Is this to the save point? It's a way to the save point. I don't know if it's the fastest way, but it's a way to the save point. So yeah, it's more like this game being more like typical Nintendo games in terms of their structure. Unlike Metroid Prime 1, which was realistically very untypical because of its main progress structure. Still not 100% sure how much of a fan I was of the artifact system. Okay. I should rephrase that. It's the type of thing where it's just like, I enjoyed the way the artifacts were, into like how the artifacts tied into the main progress and how it was your overall goal, because it meant that like doing things to achieve your primary goal was, like, one of the better parts of the game. Finding secrets. Like, finding secrets was your primary objective to completing the game, and I appreciate that. But from an actual design perspective, in terms of, like, how good is this for an overall thing, how much overall our players going to enjoy this and appreciate this, etc, etc, etc. It's just like, yeah, it can be very unclear that that's even the thing. And the thing that you're told to actually go, like, get all the artifacts and this is your primary progress was a room that was off to the side in the first area. You go to the first area that the game wants you to go to, Chozo Ruins, and you don't find out about the artifacts. You have to go to the artifact temple above the impact crater to even find out that that's your primary goal. And like, while I think finding secrets was a cool way of, like, making the main progress, like, your objective of just, like, hey, find secrets, because it's one of the more enjoyable parts of the game. It also can make it a bit frustrating of just, like, alright, well, I finished Phase on Mines and I beat the Omega Pirate. I now have 12 artifacts to find, and I have to scour the entire world to find them. So, from that perspective, I can understand why the less linear main progress format of the first game could be so different. And it's also, that is now standing out so much as being such a weird thing, because this game is so much more typical in its regard. It's like the one part of this game where it's more typical than Metroid Prime 1, because so many other parts of it are so atypical for a Metroid game and for just overall. Anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting about game design that I am completely unqualified to talk about in any capacity. On the next episode, we're gonna head back to, I'm assuming we'd have to go to Vimos to find out where to go next and probably get our next translator, right? That would be my assumption, because I don't know where to go next once we leave Aegon Wastes. So, until then, this is version 2, signing out.